Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making savory pineapple muffins. Last week I uploaded a video on sour cream enchiladas and I referenced these muffins in that video, and I've had so many of you private message me and also in the comments asking for the recipe for the pineapple muffin. So I want to bring that to you today. This is also another Two Cooks recipe. This is out of a cookbook that I got in the early 90s from a little restaurant in Humble, Texas. It was in an old house. They only served lunch. You paid by the honor system. They had a casserole, a salad, a muffin, and a dessert every day. And you never knew from one day to the next what that might be. You could call the day of and find out what they were serving, but other than that, you didn't know until you showed up. And this was always one of my favorites. This is a great recipe that's made with baking mix. I've started with 2 cups of my baking mix. Now I happen to be using a Pioneer baking mix, but you can make this with Bisquick or any baking mix that you prefer. There's actually some high protein baking mixes that you can substitute. I know Miss Kim at Kimmy's Southern Cooking has a great gluten-free mix that she uses. Kim, you'll have to comment in there and tell us what we can use to substitute for our baking mix. Now, as I said, I'm starting with 2 cups. And to that, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar. If you want a sweeter muffin, then you can add more sugar. You can even add up to a half of a cup if you're serving this for breakfast. But honestly, I like it on the more savory side. Now I have a can of crushed pineapple, and I am varying a little bit from the original recipe. I'll post the original recipe in the comments below. The original recipe calls for 2 cups of pineapple tidbits. The crushed pineapple works better for me. So your option, choose what you will. Now I've got a 1/4 cup of melted butter, and this is salted butter, and it's also going to give it some good flavor. Now I've got some milk, and I'm going to start with a half of a cup of milk. The reason I'm starting with a half of a cup is that sometimes there's a little bit more juice in my pineapple than others, and I may go in and add up to a 1/4 cup more, but I want to start with this because I don't want to get them too wet. Now I'm just going to stir this together. There we go. That's it. Now I will tell you a wonderful addition to these muffins. Pineapple and jalapeno were made to go together. If you have some fresh jalapeno peppers, chop them up, add them to this mix. It is so good to get that pop of sweetness and then that pop of heat. If you're not a fan of jalapenos, green chilies work beautifully in this, maybe a little cayenne pepper, or just like I'm making them. My husband loves them just like this, so I don't dare change it. This is going to make 12 muffins, and I have lined the muffin pan with some papers. You don't have to do that. You can just put them straight in your muffin pan if you want. And I also have just an ice cream scooper. That way, every muffin is close to being the same. When you serve this with a casserole, it just elevates it a little bit. Kids love it, and I assure you, adults love it too. There we go. 12 muffins exactly. Now these are going into a preheated 350-degree oven, and they're going to cook anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. I just want the tops to be lightly golden brown. Don't overcook them or they'll dry out. Just lightly golden brown, and they will be perfect. I'll see you back here in a few when these are done. Look at these muffins. See how they're just nice and lightly golden. They're not browned all over, but I know just that hint of light brown lets me know that they're done. And these cooked for 20 minutes. Was perfect timing. And it smells so good in this kitchen. I just love it when you're cooking something and the aroma fills the house, especially when it's something as good as this and not Brussels sprouts or cauliflower or something, although I do still like that. Now, you know that I have got to taste one of these. Look, oh, they're hot. Oh my goodness, they're hot. Let me just get this out of the way. And I've got just a little bit of butter because I'm a firm believer that if it's good, it's going to be better with butter on it. Now I'm taking this fresh right out of the oven. Really, they need to sit for a minute or two, and if you will allow them to sit, the papers won't peel off any of the muffin. It'll come off perfect. Now, let me just show you the inside of this. Look at that. These are so good. I love a good savory muffin. But remember, if you want it sweet, then add a little bit more sugar and it'll be nice and sweet. But for me, this is perfection, and the butter makes it so good. Now to figure out what casserole I'm going to be serving with these later. Although these are so good, they may just get eaten by themselves. Thanks so much for watching. Will you press that like button on my video? Share it with your friends. I appreciate it so, so much. You're a blessing to me. I'm going to go eat my muffin, and I'll see you next time.